shine. It's about 7:15 in the morning, start of a brand new day. And I just kind of wanted to recap the video I posted of the girls doing their homework. Basically, their dad was like, happy to see me doing it with him, which I'm going to do it anyway. And he was like, I could tell you was getting frustrated. And I told him, no, not really. I really wasn't getting frustrated, but I'm always serious when we do our schoolwork. Even if I'm not tired, I was really tired yesterday, but I knew it had to be done. And even if I'm not tired, when we're at that table or their desk, I need them to know that it's time for action. Now, this was only the second week they had homework packets to take home and do. So I'm getting them in the habit of seeing that when we're at that table, come on, we got to do this. We're not about to dawdle in between. We're going to get it done. We're going to be consistent. I don't have a TV on, so there's no distractions. The dog yesterday was distracting them, so I put it away. But you notice, my daughter, it's called prompting. When she would look around, or I would have to prompt her, are you focusing? Come on, stay on task. Come on, I keep it, because we're not, and if they need a break, because there's times when we do multiple packets or multiple pages, that I'll say, okay, y'all want to go outside and jump on a trampoline 30 times before we go to the next one. I may give them a break, but it's not at the table. At the table, it's time to focus. And my girls like my nice mommy. I'm generally always soft-spoken, nice mommy. When I get sleepy, I can become a little more agitated, and they know what that looks like and sounds like. So sometimes, I might take a little bit of that to that homework table. Like, we want nice mommy, so let's do what we're supposed to do. Stay on task. A prompt is just reminding them. It doesn't always have to be vocal. You can use your finger and tap, tap, tap on the paper they're doing. Facial expressions is important. Tone of voice. Helping them to stay on task, reminding them. And I taught them to do like a word search, for example, yesterday. So basically, that was the day before, taking the first two letters of a word and looking for it, and I turned it into a race. Once I saw that they both could do it, it was a race. First one to find it, get a gummy. I take fruit snacks to the table or something and give them little rewards in between. That's to reinforce. We always talk about that positive reinforcement. That's to reinforce positive behaviors. I'm not about to sit there yelling at y'all, and I don't want to take that approach to education, because I want them to like school. I want them to like learning. I want to make it as stress-free as possible. One of the reasons why it's been a little bit overwhelming and stressful on me personally is when COVID hit, naturally kids came home. But my daughters went to a different school district. They had an IEP. An IEP is an individualized learning plan. It gets put into place if your child has some struggles that are causing them to, quote unquote, not succeed in a generalized learning environment. Or they may stay in a generalized learning environment with the rest of their peers, but have a modified education plan. So if your child has been struggling significantly, you can look into getting them tested to see if they qualify for an IEP, which is an individualized learning plan. If not, they may have ADHD or behavioral problems, and they may get a 504, which entitles them to have modifications to their academic curriculum. They may get more time. They may be allowed to work alone. They may be allowed to wear headphones during tests. They may get extra days on their homework assignments, vice versa. I'm at Walmart because I was so tired yesterday. I didn't feel like getting their clothes ready for school. Go figure. So moving forward, IEP 504. My daughters had a 504. You have to keep them up to date through tests, not a test, but you have to basically meet with the school officials once a year or so to keep it active. Well, because of COVID, my daughter's IEPs expired, and it wasn't because I personally missed a meeting. I wasn't told about a meeting. And when I called the site, because when I transferred them to a new school, he said, we'll have to put them in a generalized academic environment because their IEPs expired. And I'm like, what? My girls have never, been mainstream. One of them had emotional poor. She has an IEP for emotional poor, and the other one was in an autistic classroom. So I said, I was stressed. I was going to keep them where they were. I knew I was in a new school zone, but I was going to keep them home and homeschool them and keep them where they were because they knew my daughters. They knew their needs. They knew my work schedule, my routine, and I just imagined them doing homeschool in a new school district would cause stress on all of us. Like, y'all don't know my girls, let alone without an IEP. That put me in a position to have to make the choice to send them to school twice a week so that they could kind of get to know them and make sure their curriculum matched their capabilities. So at this point, the last 2 packets we've been doing, it's been like me helping them for every problem, every problem. There's no independent learning. I have to literally go through that was an easier assignment yesterday, but math, spelling, science, I had to go through and help them with every problem. So it prompted me. I called the school. That's one other thing. Don't be afraid to reach out to your schools and talk to them, to the teachers, make appointments. I called the vice principal, told her my work routine, let her know that I wasn't trying to enable my girls or take away from my responsibilities as mom. And I'm doing my best to find my balance in this. And there's times so it's not like I don't want them to get their work done, even though they got it done. And they was just like, oh my, and told me that they were going to have someone call me. And I ended up going to pick my girls up from school. When I got there, they said, come on inside. We want to talk to you. They let me know where they stood. They don't feel their IEPs are going to be modified. They don't feel its academic abilities, its processing. Like, they may have to tell them more than one time to, okay, take the glue and draw a line on the paper. And they may struggle at understanding exactly what they're being asked to do, stuff like that. Processing what's being said. And I kind of already know that. And when I talk to them, I hold them accountable because it helps their brain to exercise and grow, and I do have to repeat myself, but I still, but at the end of the day, communicate your frustrations because a lot of my stress is now relieved. I was told, don't worry about the packets as much as just get them here, and what they do here is what counts the most. I'm going to do the packets. We're going to do them. But at the same time, it's not as crucial. But if I hadn't spoke to the schools, I wouldn't have known that. And on the other hand, I remember they sent home this word search that had like 20 words, and it was all the Harry Potter names. And I could barely say those names, let alone have my daughter, sit at the table for 4 hours trying to find all them words. So, I told them, I said, I did that for her. And they laughed and said that wasn't homework, that was just practice. But the other teacher looked at him like, seriously, the Harry Potter names? They were so hard to say, I could barely even find them. I'm at 9 minutes now, so I'm going to cut it short. I basically, in conclusion, wanted y'all to see that I had to prompt them. We prompted them through homework. Basically, prompting them is giving them a verbal reminder of what they're supposed to be doing. They should already know, but they need an extra little budge or prompt. I use gummies to reinforce, making strides, making progress, not for answering each and every problem. I might do after a half a page, they get a gummy. When we do our spelling words, they both spelled like 4 or 5 words right, and they get a gummy. Don't forget to communicate with your schools. Let them know what your concerns are. If you feel your child needs testing, you can make that request, and they have like 60 days or so, and I'll confirm that on another video shortly. But if it's different than what I'm saying, but 60 days, they have to get back into you from the time you put it in writing. So if you call the school and say, I think my child needs testing, put it in writing. Either write a note or send an email, because you have a paper trail, and they literally have 60 days to respond back to you and get things going. So IEPs, individualized education plan, 504s, and more of a list of modifications done to their curriculum. Communicate with the schools if you have concerns, because we're all stressed right now. Some of us, when you're not working, it's very difficult, but at least it gives you an opportunity to see exactly what's going on. You can kind of see how your child is doing or their capabilities academically. You want to reduce as many distractions around them as they can and keep them on task so they can get it done. Don't you want to be free? Don't you want to be able to go and do such and such? Don't you want to be able to just... And I'm not about to sit there and toddle with them the whole time. Don't you. No, we're not doing this. We're getting it done. So that's one time when they know I'm serious. When it's time to do that schoolwork, I'm not here to play with you, joke with you, but I will make it fun and laugh with you. I do make jokes, especially if they make a mistake. Not like put downs, more like, teacher wrote a Z. I might just to make them laugh. You know what I'm saying? And they enjoy it. Never to hurt their feelings. And I'm done. That's it. Go in here and get their clothes so they can be fresh and clean for school. Have a good day.